Good morning. Hello. It's the 27th of January 2021. Still in lockdown. Had a bit of snow over the weekend. Hope you enjoyed it. So I will upload this. This will be breathing. It will be a little bit of arms and it'll be a little bit of legs. We'll put that all together from what we did last week and hopefully you'll feel fitter for it. Okay, so with your breathing, let's advance a little bit. Let's talk about the back breathing again. What happens, you want to exhale always more than you inhale, but we don't want to breathe into the ribs so much. We want to breathe into the back. So if you put one hand at the front and one hand at the back, kind of like a sailor, there we go. And if you breathe out for a moment to start off with, and then breathe into the hand at the back. Now if you can expand the back, not the front, very good. And then you pause. And then you exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish. Then you pause for a moment, then you breathe into your back. Breathe into the back hand, not the front hand. And then you pause. And then you breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you breathe into your back hand. Breathe in without the shoulders going up. And you pause. And then you breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm breathing in for about 4 counts. I'm pausing for a couple of counts. And then I'm exhaling. Well, I like to do about 6 or 7, but exhaling 4, 3, and out. So if you're practicing your breathing, try and practice back breathing. Now, back breathing fills up the lung capacity that we don't normally use. And you can do the same here. You can breathe in. You can pause, and then you can breathe out. 3, 4, 5. So you can breathe in. And you can breathe out. So that's what you can do. But I want to do some arms. Of course, I don't want to be seated. We're going to do a little bit more stretching, but you can practice your breathing into your back using the arms if you want to advance it, yes? But back breathing. Okay, before we do any more, I'd like to lunge. Why? Because when you lunge and you open up the front of your hip, you also release part of your diaphragm. Your diaphragm is attached to your back via the psoas and the iliacus. Anyway, a nice lunge. Now remember, if you put your foot down, you can increase the calf stretch, but it stops the openness at the front of the hip. So why don't you start with a lunge at the front of the hip. There we go. Good, at least 5 breaths. You can practice your back breathing here if you wish, and you put your heel down. At least 5 breaths. But what are we going to do now? We're going to then rock back, stick your bottom out, and we're going to stretch the front calf and the front hamstring. Now, by lifting your tail up, you stretch more of your hamstring. There. The other thing is this leg starts working quite nicely. There we go. Let's turn around. Very simple. Very, very thorough. Tuck the pelvis underneath. Open up the front of the hip. Make sure you're engaging by pushing through the back side there. Whole thigh stretching for a good 5 counts. So you can breathe in. You can pause. And you can exhale. Do that for a good 5 breaths. Alrighty? And then you can press the heel down, increase the calf stretch. I'm wearing Wellingtons all the time. I'm never knocked out of the Wellingtons because I'm doing muddy dog walks. And Wellingtons don't get your feet moving that well. And now we rock back, we stick the bottom out, we lift the tail, and you lift the foot. You get a hamstring stretch going down the back of the leg and a calf stretch. What happens in Wellington is you don't get full articulation of your ankle, which actually makes your legs work quite hard. There we go. And of course we get rid of the chair. Thank you very much, chair. And we go into little rises and little treads. Now, because it's winter, and as I said, because we're wearing heavy boots or shoes, what happens is our feet don't stay strong. Now, strong feet also release your lower back, gets your inner thighs working, and releases your hips. Okay, so we've done our lunges and our stretches. We're doing a little bit of stretching here. This can also be on the staircase. Notice the bent position and the uprightness of the body, okay? And I'm getting a lovely Achilles stretch as I tread. I get a deeper one on the foot that's on the ground. Good. Now, arms. 1 and a 2. And breathe out. Breathe in. Stretch up. Breathe out. Breathe in. Stretch up. Breathe out. Yes? And of course, you can go this way, and you don't have to go very high if you have a sore shoulder. So these sorts of things you can do. Okay, now we're going to add 1, change 2, change 3, change 4. I'm going to exhale, breathe in, exhale, breathe in, exhale, breathe in, exhale, 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 exhale. Exhale. We're going to do the waitress. Notice I'm standing. Why am I standing? Because we sit for such a long time. I'm doing little treads with my feet. You don't have to do that. I'm just doing it. Why? Because I feel the need to stretch my calves at the same time. There. Very good. And of course you've got this. Just a clap. Just a clap. Just a clap. Very simple. Just a clap. Now, it gets your chest working because your arms make your heart and lungs work. There we go. And we finish with the, there we are. Elbows forward, press your head back, release. It's like a cobra, releasing your back. Very nice. Okay, very simple. You can add your roll down and walk out. I thought I'd do that next week, but you can reach up. You can roll down, soften your knees, you can touch the floor, you can lift your bottom, bend your knees again, you can roll up. Lovely full body rolling. We've stretched out our hips very gently. If you have a sore back, I don't suggest you do this one. And then you roll up slowly, bring your pelvis through, chest on top, shoulders on top of that, and then head on top. Now, your feet, here we go. I have 2 pieces of toweling. There we go. For my choo-choo. I'm going to polish the floor. Choo-choo. Da-da-da-da-da. Incredibly powerful for strengthening your knees, your stomach, your hamstrings. Choo-choo. And don't forget, not even without this, don't forget you're walking backwards. Very simple. Walking backwards. Now, why do we walk backwards? Because all the extensor muscles that hold you upright start working better. Keep feeling your stomach muscles working. You don't have to have the towels underneath you. Quite like it, making me glide. Don't forget the walking backwards. And round, and around, and around. Now, when we're seated for a long period of time, you can even put your hands behind your head, make it harder. but I think you're challenging your balancing bit there. But if you go round, when we're seated, we don't get those lateral muscles going. Yes? Now that's quite hard, so let's go on to an easier version. Do you remember this? Now I'm going to add a little bit of heel press so my laterals are working and my triceps. So flex your heels of your hands, elbows straight across, straight line. Here we go. Step, step, close. Step, step, close. Now I'm in a bent position because I'm pulling my stomach muscles in and sticking my bottom out. Why? Because that's the way it works best. Don't want to put stress on your knees. Side in. Side in. Side step 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 in. Side step. Now I'm just going to turn my palms up. I'm going to lift my chest more. Your bottom starts working. Your inner thighs are working. Your laterals, your lower quads, everything's working. Side, 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 side. It's not like running on the spot, but it's a bit more intense. A little bit of, now when I run on the spot, I hardly lift my toes off. And there you go. All right, so hopefully see you next week. And I'm going to download this now onto YouTube. It can take up to a few hours, but I wish you all well. Please text or WhatsApp me if you have any needs, and some of you I'll be calling this week. Big hug, and we'll see you later.